Good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, December the 3rd. Hey, we got Lee Pitts in studio. We're going to talk to Tom Ott, who's back. We got Josh Herron, and we got Gentry Gordy checking in on that southern end of the state. We'll be right back with what the guys have to say. Hey, since you don't have enough Christmas ads coming at you, Bucks Island's going to throw some at you right now. Here we go. We got some specials for you.
Yeah, like Dano said, we got to have our own Christmas commercial. So here you go. 12 days of Christmas sale going on right now through December 17th. That'll be the last day we're open for the year. Guys, you can take a look on the screen. Got everything from boat discounts, all in-house rebates on all boats, new and used inventory right now. Tackle discounts, loose rods, cost plus $10 plus sales tax. You get tons of discounts on the tackle. We are expanding the loft. That construction is going on right now through the holidays, and we've got to make some room. So get in here, take advantage, and, man, get you some stuff for under the tree. All right. Merry Christmas. Back to the fishing report.
Well, good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, December the 3rd. Hey, we are in studio today with our good friend Lee Pitts, our Falcon Mercury Pro staffer, who's the best crappie guide in the planet. Lee, what's going on at Weiss Lake?
Well, I came down here because I've got some really good news.
What's that?
Fish are biting.
Ah!
So it's one of those reports that we can give you that really you can catch them pretty much any way you want to right now. Most of the guys are either long line trolling or they're still dropping live bait and big jigs out there in the river channel. Some of the fish also, you get those pretty days where the sun's popped out. You got some fish coming into the back of some of these bays where you got riprap and a little gravel bottom. Guys are catching them off the bank, catching them around the bridge, catching them on the river channel. So things are really good. We had some weather issues midweek that have kind of sent a little more water our way, but I think things are kind of cleaning up a little bit. We got a little more stain than what we're used to earlier in the week, but the fish are still there, still biting. Slowed down just a little bit, but things are looking good right now.
What about the bass bite on Weiss Lake?
Bass is your typical winter pattern. A lot of these guys, still square bill, spinnerbait, slowing down a little bit with some jerk baits. I think the stained water has got more guys going more to your square bill, smaller crankbaits, knocking around something with some chartreuse, blackback chartreuse, something with some a little bit of orange throat patch on them, and then throwing spinner baits with something that puts off a little bit of vibration. Letting those fish kind of not only see it but feel it a little bit. Kind of a slow bite, but still, with Weiss and Neely, you're looking at really shallow water. We're still, even in the dead of winter, these fish, you get a sunny day, they're going to pop up in that 4 or 5 foot of water. So things are looking up. Fish are feeding. Everybody's happy.
All right, Neely Henry, if you're going to go put that Mercury fire that thing up and go run a little bit, what are you going to do with Neely Henry?
I've heard more good reports from Down Lake. I think you've got more of the open bays, and some of the water down river is a little bit warmer than that water coming on through up top, coming out of the dam. These fish you've got where they don't have to move very far. They can come out of that river channel and hop up on these flats, hop up on the eddy spots, some of the gravel points. Same thing. Spinnerbait, looking at where you can with the water clarity, jerk bait, and just kind of slowing down. And like always, man, I got a jig in my hand anytime I go bass fishing. So the only thing better than a black and blue jig is a green pumpkin. So that's about all I can say about that.
Well, there you have it, folks. Our Mercury Pro staffer, Lee Pitts, right here at Bucks Island in studio, knocking some knowledge around. Appreciate it, dude.
Thank you, man.
Well, good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, December the 3rd. We're joined by Gentry Gordy, our pro staffer from down there in the southern end of the state. We're going to talk Lake Martin, and we're going to touch on Jordan Lake just a little bit. Hey, Gentry, if I'm going to put my Falcon Mercury in that water over there at Lake Jordan, what do I want to do?
Right now, Dano, with the rain we've had, the water's going to stain up, I think, pretty good. So your big spinnerbaits with your big Colorado blades, with the fish pushing back, the water temperature's right, you get that stain, then spotted bass will come alive on a big thumping spinnerbait like that.
Are you talking offshore spotted bass, or are you talking getting up around the cover a little bit? What are you talking about?
Getting up around the banks, throwing it past your docks, your grass lines. any kind of visual structure right there on the bank. They'll push up there with that shad and that dirtier water. It makes a lot of fun to me.
Oh, there's nothing better than a spinnerbait bite, especially a spot that's angry. What are you talking? Bright colors now? Is the water going to be dirtier enough, or are you still going to stay with your metal blades?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go with the. I'm gonna look at the cold slaw, the whites, and the chartreuses, and it all depends on just how dirty that water gets. I would suspect it will stain up pretty good after that rain, and I don't do the colored blades. I don't take it that far, but a bright skirt with your gold blades is what I like.
All right, so let's turn our attention to Lake Martin. I know that's a little closer to your house. What's going on there?
Lake Martin's all over the place. You go up. I was up there Sunday after the storm. The wind was blowing. Any moving bait, jerk baits. My bigger fish were coming off of deep crankbaits, but catching good ones on the top water plug like a big spook. I was actually throwing the Vexen. Yeah, spinner baits. The shad are small, but they're grouping up midway back in these pockets. I didn't catch anything on a jig, a shaky head, nothing on the bottom. 2 days later, my dad went up there, couldn't get a single bite on a moving bait, but caught a bunch on worms and jigs and shaky heads and stuff like that. So it seems like it's one or the other right now.
So is it something where a guy can go over there and get it in Wind Creek, or is he going to want to fire up his Mercury engine? He's going to want to run all the way down there to Kalijah or something.
You can do either one. Typically, as it starts to get colder, with the water being all the way down now, your bigger fish are a little bit easier to come by in Kalijah, but at any given day, you could still find a 15-pound bag inside of Wind Creek.
Well, Gentry, as always, man, we appreciate everything, and we'll talk to you again next week.
All right, y'all. Take care.
Good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, December the 3rd. Hey, we are joined by our Bass Cat Mercury Pro Staffer, Josh Herron. Josh has been spending a bit of time down there on that middle of the Coosa River, Logan Martin and Lay Lake. Josh, what's going on those two puddles?
Man, it's moist and dirty.
It's been raining.
Yeah. We got some rain.
Yes, we did.
So, it's going to be a crapshoot this weekend. Take everything you've had for the past month and a half to 2 months and just chalk that up into the past and throw it in the trash can.
Yep.
All these little clear water finesse tactics that you got to practice and really dial in your winter pattern and trash them. It's rattle baits, and it needs to be orange and kicker blades, and it's going to be a whole new world for everybody.
I know that's always one of my favorite muddy water bites is a spinnerbait with that orange kicker blade and an Indiana gold blade on there. Is that the kind of thing you're talking about around cover? Yeah,
man. Yeah, it's Wesley Strader crap. So the goofier the better is going to be a good tactic for this weekend. It's going to need to be a little bit of shock and awe involved. If you look at it and it makes your eye twitch, it's probably heading down the right path. But no, man, these fish should really crawl up in the dirt this weekend.
Yeah, is the water cool enough that you want to look around rock, or is wood going to be okay?
Man, the water temperature never really got down. It has actually been coming back up the past week. 2 weeks ago, we saw it like 54, 55. We were starting to get some of those really cool nights. Well, I mean, we've had some cooler days, but the nights haven't been that cold. So the water temps actually come up, and this rain we had this week was actually a warm rain.
That's true, it was.
Yeah, anytime you get like a lot of the tornado activity and all, it's traditionally a warm rain.
Yeah, you're right.
So, I mean, the water temperature is probably going to be in that 58 to 60 range, which I mean is going to be great for chatterbaits, spinnerbaits, the trap bite in the middle of some of these flatter pockets is going to be really good. It's not going to be a whole lot of finesse anything. It's going to be some power fishing this weekend.
Time for a big jig, some rattle traps, some spinnerbaits, jackhammers, stuff like that, isn't it?
Absolutely, man. It needs to shake, rattle, or roll.
Well, Josh, we're going to shake, rattle, and roll on out of here. Have fun with that Bass Cat Mercury running around catching a few big old spotted bass this weekend.
Yeah, man. We're just going to try to not knock a gear case off on a log.
Thanks, brother.
See ya.
Good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, December the 3rd, Christmas month. And we've got a present here, our Mercury Pro staffer, Tom Ott, who's back from a small procedure on his neck. They actually were trying to find his brain, but they couldn't find it. Anyway, Tom, man, we're glad to have you back. We're glad everything went well, and we're glad to have you back. What have you found out about Guntersville?
Well, I tell you, Dano, I appreciate the well wishes. I'm getting back. We've had a lot of weather come through the area here the last few days. A lot of water coming down down our river. So, things like jerk bait, your sight baits, your A-rigs, those kind of things may need to go on the shelf for this weekend. But, the fish are still out there. It's a good time to get out around those bridge pylons, the bridge, the causeways and things like that. That's where you can catch some really big fish. There's copious amounts of bait out there. There's crappie, there's stripe, there's bass. And you may be able to find some clear water in some of the larger back bays, some areas like that. But we're going to have a lot of water moving through. We're going to have a lot of muddy water. So, your traps, your square bills, things like that, they're going to make some motion in the water. I think that's really going to be the ticket this weekend for sure.
Has the water gotten dirty enough that you're looking at bright colors and then dark colors in your jigs and plastics and stuff like that? Are we going to chartreuse and blacks? Is it that dirty? Or no?
I'll be honest with you. When it comes to dirtier water, I really stick with the darker colors, period. I'm not much on the chartreuses. Maybe somewhat when we get towards the springtime, I like to see some of that come into play with your traps and maybe your flat sides and things of that nature. But, I haven't really made that transition yet. The jigs, I like the black and blue right now. The darker colors just kind of seem to stand out a little bit better in this dirty water.
Well, I know it's going to be a little while before you can really get to hammering on that Mercury engine, taking it easy on that neck a little bit. But I know you're looking forward to being out there now that you're back out of the hospital and everything's good, right?
You know it. I've been getting some good crappie reports. I've got a buddy that's been just tearing them up, and I'll tell you, it's really been difficult not to just sneak on down to the lake and go out there and catch a couple of those. That would be fun right now for sure.
Is it still causeways and things like that? Is that what you're looking for?
Absolutely. These guys have been sitting on these causeways and either sitting under them, on their butts or sitting in the boat, but just really whacking them. I mean, big old groups of crappie are flowing through there, and I think this cold, we got that cold weather and that kind of pushed things along a little bit. And now we're getting back into a little bit milder temperatures, so it makes it a little bit nicer for the guys to be sitting out there in those early morning temps for sure.
Well, man, we're happy to have you back. We're glad to get to see that Mercury fly again. Tom, we appreciate it. Glad to have you back, and we'll talk to you again next week.
Guys, thanks a lot. I really appreciate it. And I'll be out there very, very soon. Good luck. Tight lines out there.
Well, that'll do it for our Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, December the 3rd. Thanks to the guys for everything that they do every week to help us put a few more fish in our boat. And don't forget, whether you're looking to keep your boat on the water, looking for that new boat, or you're looking for that perfect stocking stuffer for your favorite fisherman or boater, come see us at Bucks Island. We're here for your Christmas needs. Thank you for being the best part of Bucks Island.